your transitions? Anything you want to say? Okay, yes, thank you. I think that's great advice. Hey, beautiful soul. Welcome back to another video here on my channel. If you are new, hi, my name is Natalie and this is Be a Free Spirit. The focus on this channel is to bring the unconsciousness to the light to guide you through ascension. So I focus a lot on the self. Self-love, self-awareness, self-growth, anything to do with the self. So if that's something that interests you and you haven't already subscribed, then consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell. I do post about 2 to 3 times a week. So yeah, definitely join the community. Today's reading is guidance around helping you through this next transitional phase. So I want to kind of talk about this for a minute. So I don't think that this video may appeal to everybody. I think this is a very maybe specific part of the collective. Maybe it will resonate. I thought, you know, the energy that I'm in right now, I thought it was kind of just a me thing until it kind of seems to be, somewhat similar to certain people in the collective. I think it can just depend on where you're at in your journey. For me, I've just been feeling very uninspired, and I feel like even just kind of like my appearance wise has kind of been a reflection of that, right? So I know, you know, it's interesting because obviously your outer appearance is such a reflection of your outer appearance in the sense of your expression, right? It's a sense of your expression. And you know, I kind of dyed my hair this like purplish kind of gray, and I just don't like it, right? But yet there was obviously a reason that I needed to kind of realize what energy I'm in. So I've just kind of been in this energy of uninspired, a lot more sensitive, and a lot more is coming to the surface. So I feel like I've just been crying like the past 4 days, and that's just not something I normally deal with. And I just feel like I've just been so just kind of down lately, and I've been really wondering what that is, you know. And there's a lot transitioning in my life, so I was like, okay, it's just a me thing. But today I have been seeing, I saw a video from Lori Ladd. I don't know if you guys follow her. If you don't, definitely recommend it if she resonates with you. But she just talked about how she feels this kind of energy that's happening, and basically it's an energy of transition. The energy in our bodies are trying to help us transition to the next part of our journey, and it's affecting us so intensely and different for everybody, right? So you could be feeling like very anxious, and maybe it's kind of coming out of nowhere, right? And maybe that's not something you deal with, or you know, you've been crying a lot more often, right? Or feeling more angry is another one, which I've been feeling, not angry necessarily, but just irritable. And that's, again, just not really something that I experience very frequently. And so, yeah, there's just kind of this energy of transition, right? Of kind of upgrading and elevating different energies. So if that sounds like that's something you've been going through, then this reading is for you, because this reading will help you kind of gain some clarity on where you need to, you know, put less focus on or more focus on, or just kind of what you need to do to help yourself transition through this without feeling overwhelmed. Kind of the goal is to be very compassionate with yourself. So I am going to pull some self-care cards to kind of see how we can really take care of ourselves during this transition time. Okay, so yeah, I want to give you just that little bit of an overview of kind of what the purpose of this reading is, and to make sure that it's something that maybe resonates with you. So before we jump into a close-up of the decks, I just want to mention the disclaimer that, again, this is a collective reading, so just take what resonates with you and leave the rest. You might be drawn to multiple piles as well. I also want to put out there, for this reading specifically, I'm not reading reversals, so everything will be upright. So I just want to throw that out there. And then I always just mention on my channel that not every reading I post may be something that resonates with you at this point in your journey, and this could be the case with this one. So just follow that intuition. I trust you guys completely. I trust your intuition. You trust your intuition. So just let it guide you on what messages are meant for you and what's not, what readings are meant for you and what's not. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and do a close-up of the decks, and then we'll jump straight into the reading. All right, so here we have a close-up of the decks. This is pile 1. This is aqua calcite. This is pile 2. This is orange calcite. This is pile 3. This is fluorite. This is pile 4. This is strawberry calcite. All right, so as usual, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys 30 seconds to meditate with those piles, and then we'll jump straight into the reading. All right, hopefully that gave you guys a moment to meditate with those crystals. Timestamps are listed down below for your group. All right, group 1, welcome to your reading. Beautiful aqua calcite. I didn't even notice I chose all calcite for this. So to me, that kind of signifies truly transitioning to something, right? Because calcite is just a very hard, crystal. So this is going to be pretty straight to the point. So we're actually going to start with the oracle cards, and then we'll go into the tarot cards, and then I'll pull some self-care cards live so we can kind of see what self-care you can focus on with this transition. Okay, so let's jump straight into it and see what will help you on this transition that you're going through. First card we have is the healing light spirit. Yeah, so the importance of this, right, is letting spirit heal whatever's coming up for you. So because what the energy shift is doing right now is making space, right? Making space for a higher level of consciousness, a higher level of being, a different way of thinking, just preparing you for a big transition, okay? This isn't something small, this is an energetic transition. So spirit is saying to allow what's coming to the surface to heal. First of all, hold yourself with compassion, okay? You have to be compassionate with what you need, what is coming up for you, and what you need to heal, okay? So there's just gonna be a healing light that's gonna be available to you to help you transition to this next stage, okay? So allow spirits to come in and help you heal. It's not like a bunch of shadow work. It's nothing like that. It's just that things are appearing to you, coming to the surface, maybe old wounds or just old things you haven't thought about, or you didn't think it bothered you anymore, right? But spirit is saying there's still just kind of this awareness of healing so that you can kind of really fully let it go, right? So just be aware of what's coming up for you and just kind of be acknowledging it and then letting it go. It's as simple as that, okay? And then the next card we have is Great Achievement Events, okay? So this transition is gonna be bringing you a lot of manifestation. Things you've been manifesting will start coming to fruition. Things will just start picking up for you. So if you've been in this energy where it's like nothing seems like it's happening, things feel stuck, just know that great achievements are coming your way, and that could come in the form of so many things. Like I said, I was definitely feeling like manifestation. Right now, a lot of manifestations are coming to fruition. So your transition is part of that, right? But a lot of just other great things are going to be happening in your life that are going to feel just like achievements and things to celebrate. So just kind of be aware and conscious of things that are coming into your life, because they're going to start appearing to help you transition, right? And definitely when you transition, it's all going to be like in your face, right? So that's why Spirit is saying make space for what you need to heal. So like what's just coming up, right? Just make that space and just say, okay, acknowledging it, letting it go, so that you can allow this stuff to come in. Okay. Wow. And then we have joyous fun. Yeah, that's kind of definitely a remedy for this energy that the collective is experiencing, myself included, is to have some more fun. Because again, this energy can feel very heavy. It can feel anxious. It can feel hurtful if you're healing from past trauma that's coming back up. So while you're acknowledging what's coming up for you, and you're kind of finishing off basically this healing and making the space for this, you need to have some fun. Okay, you need to allow yourself to let go and just move with that kind of energy, because that's what you have at the top of this card is energy, right? So this is the energy that Spirit wants you to be in, because if you also think about it, I mean, this gives me the full card energy, like vibes, right? Like it's about kind of digging back into that feeling of adventure and inspiration, because once these things really start coming to your life, then you are going to feel more like this naturally, right? Because that's the energy that's going to be entering your life. But Spirit wants you to be open to doing this now, right? And open to kind of creating that own space for yourself, while Spirit brings in things that are going to just create more of this. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. So, because there has to be kind of a duality with you and Spirit, right? Spirit is going to bring you things, but you can't just sit back and just expect Spirit to do everything, right? You need to make the space for yourself to do things. So make the space to allow yourself to acknowledge these thoughts that are coming through, to heal them, right? And allow yourself space to have fun. And when I say space, I mean create time, create an activity that you can do, you can't just say, yeah, I need to have more fun, and then, not create the space to do so. You need to actually plan it out and actually take action on having fun, right? Which sounds silly, but we sometimes just forget how to have fun. As adults, society has taught us that we don't live in this energy. That's childlike. No, it's part of life. That's fun. You should be in this energy all the time. So yeah, Spirit is saying open this space for yourself, because this is going to be, I don't know, it's kind of interesting, because I see like a bunch of kind of symbols in here, but just kind of symbolizing that duality of you and Spirit, right? So you making this space for yourself, and then Spirit will fill it with this, more of this emotion, more of this feeling, more of great achievements, okay? So that's just what I'm getting so far with how to transition, which is absolutely beautiful. And then we have people, kindred partnership. Yeah, so someone in your life, that maybe you've been on the outs with. Maybe it's a new relationship that you haven't been in for a long time. And it's kind of similar energy to this, right? It is the energy of just kind of bliss and joy. And so that is a big part of your life too, is there's someone in your life who, and it doesn't have to be romantic, it can be platonic, right? Just a kindred relationship that is part of this transition, okay? It's time to open yourself up to experience what that relationship has to offer, because there's a lot of joy that comes with that, and it's part of this transition. It's part of the happiness that's coming your way. Okay, so however that resonates, whether it's a friend or it could be a partnership, right? Like an old fling who's coming back, and you haven't talked in a while, right? But definitely a lot of like joy here, there's a lot of beautiful energy here, a lot of just light energy. I love it. Let's see what else Spirit is saying. We have the Fool. Oh my gosh. Yes. Exactly what I was saying, right? That card gives me the energy vibes of the Fool. And so that's what Spirit is confirming again here, is to be in this energy, right? The Fool is all about that childlike wonder, right? That inner child wonder, that new adventure, new beginnings, right? And so as you're transitioning, it's about kind of opening up the mindset of being open to new things, because you want to be open to receiving. Make sure that you're really working on being willing to receive, because a lot is going to be coming your way from Spirit and from the space that you create for yourself, right? So be ready to receive, but be in this energy of, I'm ready to experience wonderful, joyous things, and I'm ready to kind of, bask in that energy and that feeling of just enjoying things, going out and going to a carnival, right? Like whatever it is, it's that energy of getting into that full mindset, that childlike wonder for this new transition in your life, because there's going to be a lot of things that are going to be different to what you've ever experienced. So because of that, Spirit wants you to be in this open mindset so that you can truly see the beauty of everything that's coming to you. Wow. And then we have the Moon. Okay, so this is all about like the unconscious, right? So there's a lot of things that are happening kind of energetically. And so there's a lot of like unconscious things that could be happening. And so again, just be kind of aware of what is popping into your mind right now, of what kind of thought patterns, what self-talk, what habits are starting to maybe reappear, and just kind of basically shine the light on those kind of like unconscious patterns, behaviors, things that you wouldn't normally kind of realize you're doing, right? So Spirit is saying, again, there's things that are popping up right now for the collective who's in this energy of mindsets or habits or what past hurting that is coming up to make space to finally clear it out, right? And all it is about shining the light. It's just about bringing awareness to it, because once you bring the awareness to it, you can let it go, right? It's just looking at it, recognizing it, and being like, okay, accepting, and then just letting it go. That's all it is. So yeah, Spirit's just saying, just shine the light on whatever's happening and detach from it, because again, there's not healing that needs to be done as far as like shadow work and all this, really deep healing. It's just about being aware and then just finally letting it go, kind of realizing what is exiting your life once and for all, right? To have that clarity of what is exiting your life, you'll know exactly what space you have to accept new things into your life. Yes, that is beautiful. And then we have the Page of Voices. Yeah, so to me, this is all about kind of that unconscious. So I'm just kind of going off the image here. You have kind of these shadowy figures that are kind of there with her. And see, that's just kind of what it is. And actually, I kind of also see this as the partnership between you and Spirit. So I think that's just kind of being reconfirmed too, that be aware of kind of the thoughts that are going in your head. And I say shadow because your shadow self is kind of the opposite of your soul, right? And your shadow self is the one that sometimes can fill your head with a lot of negative thoughts or negative self-talk, and the ego can be very controlled by the shadow. So that's kind of what I see, is there's a lot of shadow energy that's kind of circling, right? Our mindsets right now. And so again, it's about bringing awareness to that and dispelling that. But I also just see it in both ways, that Spirit is also just here guiding you and helping you, without kind of the shadow aspect. So however it resonates, or if both messages resonate, but that's definitely what we got with that. And then the last card we have is Queen of Voices. This is all about listening to your intuition. Look at those ravens. And ravens symbolize new beginnings, right? Death, which is exactly what's going on. So listen to your intuition, okay? You're being very, very divinely guided right now, okay? You're being guided to help you transition this energy to something new, right? And it's just so beautiful, because once you make that space and you're bringing awareness to what you're healing from, so many things are going to be coming into your life, and so many things are going to be coming in. And so you're going to be in this full mindset and this full energy and following your intuition and just kind of being in your power, that you're going to know exactly what's coming into your life and be open to receiving it. It's just beautiful. Like, wow. So yeah, this is what Spirit is saying to do to kind of help you transition through this stage in your life. So yeah, let's pull some self-care cards, because I definitely want to see, because again, what's really important about this energy is that you're not dwelling, right? You don't want to allow your shadow self to take over where you're dwelling on this energy, right? Like, you don't want to dwell on this energy. You want to move forward. You want to let it go. You don't want to give it any more of your energy, any more of your attention, right? So yeah, let's see what you can do to be just kind of nurturing yourself with all this transition. Because you have to make sure that you're compassionate with yourself and patient with yourself. Don't judge yourself if you're, picking up some old habits. Just bring awareness and say, okay, I don't want to go down this road. I've already healed from this. Don't be judgmental of yourself. Be super compassionate with yourself, because you're going through a huge energetic shift right now, okay? So self-care you need to focus on is energy work. Look at that. So clearing your energy field constantly, right? Make sure that you're clearing your energy, especially because, again, we're talking about this is an energetic shift. Because of that, there's a lot of energy that's circling, as we talked about. So once you bring awareness to it, make sure that you're doing a healing, healing energy work with that, right? So, and that could be anything. It just depends on how it helps you. So that could be taking a bath with setting the intention to clear your energy field, right? Working with your chakras, which ones are not in alignment, right? So I don't see any chakras. Actually, I think your chakras are pretty in alignment. It's just making sure that your energy field is staying clear and it's not getting clogged up with this energy. I think that's the most important thing, because that's what this card is really telling me the most, is this energy is circling, right? And you don't want this shadow energy to continue circling in your energy field, okay? So make sure that you get it cleared out before you really enter this transition, right? And Spirit is obviously helping you with that. So, but that's what Spirit wants you to focus on, the next little bit to get you to this next part, okay? And then music, connecting with music, kind of just having fun, right? It's kind of about inviting this energy in of just bliss and happiness and joy, and music can really bring that, whether you like to play music or you just like to listen to it and you like to dance to it or whatever it is, right? But music is also a healing thing, right? It can really help you heal and help with your energy work as well. It can really be both, but these are the two self-care things to really focus on that will help you immensely through this transition, okay? So yeah, this is absolutely beautiful. So definitely let me know what your thoughts are down below. I hope this brought you some clarity on how to transition to this next part of your journey. So leave me a like and leave me a comment and let me know what you think. And I am sending so much love and light your guys' way, and I will definitely see you guys in the next video. All right, group 2, welcome to your reading. Chose orange calcite. All right, so we're gonna actually start with your oracle cards, and then we'll get into your tarot cards. So this is definitely gonna give you any insight you need on to help you transition to this next part of your journey, okay? So let's jump straight into it, and then I'll pull some self-care cards live to just see how you can better take care of yourself during this time. All right, so the first card we have is taking steps, intention. Okay, so Spirit is saying, with this kind of new transition, don't be afraid to take a step in a new direction. The whole point of this energy shift is to kind of dissolve old ways of thinking, old ways of doing. It's a huge shift, okay? And that's why it feels so intense. Because Spirit is preparing you for a new way of thinking, a new way of doing things. A lot of, big changes have been happening. And so take don't be afraid to take a step to what your soul is calling you to do, regardless if, you know, it's something you wouldn't have done in the past, or maybe what will, you know, people will think I'm like, what made you decide to do that, right? Or whatever it is for you, but it doesn't matter, because whatever your soul is calling you to do, just set that intention of, this is what I'm going after, and take that first step, okay? So Spirit is saying, don't be afraid to take steps to places, because that's part of your transitioning, is exploring different, again, new ways of thinking, being, acting, whatever it is for you. Because we do have 4 here, which I kind of always look at 4 as 4 kind of like 4 different crossroads could sometimes be the meaning, right? And so there's a lot of different paths that you can take, Spirit is saying. So don't be afraid that you're going to take the wrong one. You just take whatever one is calling to you the most, okay? And just take a step forward, because if you don't take a step forward at some point, you're doing nothing but standing in this stagnant energy, right? In order to move this energy forward, you have to move forward, right? So just don't be afraid to take a step. And then angels of the 4 directions. I seriously never cease to like be mind blown by Spirit. I mean, it's just what I was saying, right? Like the 4 directions, right? There's almost like 4 crossroads, and that's definitely now confirmation, because now we have 44 here, right? 2 4s. And so, yeah, now Spirit is, you know, definitely saying that too. Know that you have a lot of paths available to you right now, okay? And your angels are, as part of your soul mission, is you have directions to choose from. And again, no one path is better than the other, and you're not going to choose the wrong path. These paths may connect to each other at some point, right? So just don't be afraid to choose the wrong path, because there's obviously a lot of decisions available to you right now as part of your transition. And so again, just follow what feels right, and Spirit is going to help you with the rest. Spirit is not going to put you on the wrong path. You're not going to choose the wrong one. Your intuition is going to guide you exactly where you need to go. So just trust that the options that are available to you right now, if they make you feel good, are all part of options that Spirit is presenting, okay? Opportunities, directions, okay? So Spirit is saying, I know there's a lot of options available to you, okay? But look at every option and take the time, right? Be compassionate with yourself. Don't judge yourself for whatever option, right? What feels the most right? What makes you the most excited? What makes you the most happy? Not how everyone else will feel about it, right? Not like, oh, but what if, no. Like initially, how does it make you feel? Because if you think about it and you're like, oh my gosh, that would be kind of amazing. Don't hold back. Don't hold back, because this is such a huge transition that if you do not take a step forward and you do not make a decision, you're just going to be stuck, okay? So that's why Spirit, I think, put out this message almost twice to kind of really nail this into you, that you have options. You're not going to choose the right one, but you have to take a step to start this transition. That is nuts. And then we have letting go. Yeah, see, letting go of, it's interesting because you have doors here too. There's multiple doors here. Again, signifying you have a lot of options available. And again, if you go through another door, that doesn't mean all those other doors are closed forever. You know, like you never know what paths and doors lead to each other or new places that you wouldn't even thought of, right? So again, just don't be afraid of taking a step forward. Let go of kind of your past, because for this file specifically, I just feel a very strong sense of like you're doing something completely different in your life, okay? Whether it's a new way of thinking, you believe in something new, there's just something big in your life that has not always been in your life, and it's kind of like, whew, okay, this is part of me now, and it's kind of hard to accept. But again, Spirit is changing everything energetically on such a big, in such a big way, you know? So let go Because with this energy, okay, with this energy that's coming up right now, Spirit is bringing up things that don't serve you, okay, mindsets, habits, whatever it is, so that you can just bring awareness to it and let it go to make space, okay, making space. That's always like a theme, is making energetic space, okay? So that's kind of what Spirit is saying is, yeah, make that energetic space. Okay, let go of what's popping up for you, let it go, and let go of your fear of not wanting to go through that door, because what if it's the wrong door? Okay, I just keep hearing that for some, like probably for most of you, but for some of you it's really strong, this kind of fear of I might make the wrong decision. Promise you won't. And then we have family, people. Spending some time with your family, you know, whether that's your own kids or, you know, your parents or your siblings or nieces and nephews, cousins, whatever, not even, you know, your biological family. It could be, you know, a different type of family. So whatever it is, but spending time with family and maybe talking to them about this too, talking about your options. Because if you have this many options, talking through them with somebody else and kind of talking out loud to someone else about why this option excites you the most. And it has to be someone that you trust, right? Someone who's not going to be judgmental, or someone who's not going to put their ego or their projections onto you, right? Someone that you trust who makes you feel loved. And makes you feel kind of nurtured and taken care of, right? Go to this person and just talk to them about some of these decisions that are coming up in your life and just help get some clarity, okay? Because they're going to be a huge support to help you talk through maybe what's the most important thing to you, and that will give you some clarity on which direction to take. Because if you have that many opportunities available to you, it can feel very overwhelming to see them all clearly, right? And that's why it's easier not to do anything, because what if I choose the wrong thing, right? And so talking to someone else about this and really being like, this option, you know, is really exciting because of this, but maybe here's the downside, or whatever it is. But I'm just talking it through with someone you trust will help you gain clarity and confidence and encouragement to open that door and take that step. That's beautiful, you guys. All right, let's see what else Spirit has to say. We have the Hermit. Yeah, see, like, okay, so for some of you, I think that last message may not resonate for everybody. I was kind of feeling that. So I think for some of you, it is talking to someone you trust. For, you know, the other people this message resonates with, you need to take a break and allow yourself to really go within and think about these opportunities that are being presented to you. Okay, spend some time journaling them. Do like a vision board, like where you're just kind of visually seeing what every option would look like. Make a kind of write it down, like a pros and cons list or something like that. Whatever you need to do to kind of gain clarity and see every opportunity from a clear perspective, then you can make the best decision, because your intuition will be the one guiding you, not your ego, right? Because when you have all these options presented to you and you don't know what to pick, it can be like your ego's like, I don't know, right? And so it can be hard to see everything clearly. So, and maybe, you know, both messages resonate, so just take it as it does. But for some of you, it's about making the space, taking the time for yourself, truly, not just a day, but a couple of days, to really think about these different options and outweigh them and think about how they would impact your life, right? What would make you the most happy? Go within and get that clarity, okay? Or again, talk to someone else who can help you figure out that, okay? All right, let's see what else we got. We have 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, see, Spirit is just ready to shower you. Okay, this is like Spirit's hand just being like, pew, pew, pew. Right, throwing those roses your way. So confirmation that, again, you're not going to make the wrong decision, okay? Your intuition is guiding you. Your intuition is guiding you to make the right decision. So whatever door you decide to open, know that Spirit's going to be there with their hand just showering you with blessings and with beautiful things. Why? Because you took the courage to take a step forward, and Spirit will reward you for that. That's like literally what Spirit is saying is, I will reward you for being courageous, for following your intuition, for taking the time to figure out what you truly want. You will be rewarded. And then we have the Queen of Emotions, okay? So like Queen of Cups. Yeah, really being aware of what is happening, okay? That's what Spirit is saying, is be very compassionate with your emotions, okay? Whatever's coming up for you that you need to kind of just bring awareness to and let it go, just be kind to yourself, okay? Be in the energy of the Queen of Cups, somebody who is just very intuitive, right? And very just emotionally kind of mature and just aware of things, very intuitive also, right? Very, very intuitive. So your intuition is going to be guiding you. Just trust it. And I know it can feel hard when you are in this energy of, I want to get out of this situation, or things feel stuck. It can be hard to trust your intuition, but it's going to guide you to the right door. Just can't stop. And I can really see it. Like this image kind of provides that. There's only 3 doors, but this is kind of what I see, right? There's all these different doors that are popping up for you, and you're like, which door do I open? And it's like, just trust, okay? Just trust. And Spirit's going to be behind whichever door you open, because it's going to be the right one for you. Love it. And then the last card we have is the Muse of Voices. This is kind of more like duality and harmony. It's duality and harmony with Spirit. That's what I see. It's about, and this, because this is interesting, these are like kind of 2 similar kind of girls, right, with this pink dress. And so I just kind of see that as innocence, as wonder. And so it's like with kind of the 2 mirror here, there is that sense of duality of whatever step you take, I'll be watching you. No, I'm just kidding. Whatever step you take, Spirit is going to be right there to support you, okay? If you're following your intuition and it's for your highest purpose and you're following it without letting your fear be the one to block it, then you're going to be blessed, because Spirit is working in conjunction with you in every single way. So you don't have to worry about, again, you don't have to worry about making the wrong decision. Spirit just wants me to really nail that in, because it can be something that can really stop us. You know, it's that fear of not seeing things clearly. So just gain clarity on what direction you want to take and go for it, okay? So this is kind of what you need to do to transition, which it basically seems like you're there. It seems like the only thing you need to do to transition to this next stage in your life is to make a decision. That's it. Open a door. And, you know, I think that's where maybe you feel stuck, right? It's which door? But that's all you need to do is just open a door and take a step forward, and you've entered the new stage. That is beautiful. So the important thing is while you're kind of taking the time, because you don't need to rush into this decision. Don't rush into it, right? Allow yourself to really take the time to talk with people and go within, or maybe do both, right? Go within and talk to people, or just talk to people, or just go within, however it resonates with you. Just take the time, be compassionate with yourself. Don't be judgmental with yourself, right? So let's see what self-care you can focus on while you're kind of making this decision, or even shortly after you open that door. What self-care can you turn to that will kind of help you with this energy, right? Because once you open that door, it's like this huge like burst of energy, right? Because you've entered that next transition. Your energy has already, because once you open that door, it's like an energetic upgrade, right? Because that's, your energy is in a shifting state right now, right? And that's why Spirit is saying the only thing you need to do to complete this and to raise that energy to where it needs to be is to walk through that door. What self-care does group 2 need to focus on? What self-care does group 1 need to focus on? I'm gonna do at least 2. Oh, at least 2, and there's 2. Okay, or 3. So the first card that came out is Abundance Planning. This kind of popped out as I was shuffling there. So yeah, I think it's about, think about what is gonna bring you the most joy and abundance, right? So think about what's going to support you, which direction is going to support you in the best way. So that's, and you really, what I'm kind of just seeing with this is Spirit is just kind of confirming what I was talking about, of taking the time to really weigh out how this is going to support you, how it's going to make you happy, and if it's not, then how to do so, right? And so that's kind of what I'm getting with that. Other self-care we have is sweet treat. Just enjoying things more, right? Enjoying things and just spending some time with yourself, right? Make yourself a sweet treat and then sit down and really think about these different options that are coming your way, or make a sweet treat with this family or friend, and yeah, just allow yourself to just take a breath for a minute, okay? And allow yourself to just kind of step back and look at all these options on the table from an overall perspective, because it will help you gain the clarity. And then we have aromatherapy. So definitely focus on that. That's going to help you. Again, this is helping you when you open the door, okay? So aromatherapy, just kind of connecting. And aromatherapy, you know, you're breathing in, just really connecting to your breath and connecting to nature, connecting to scents that make you have a specific intention, right? So yeah. And then the last one we have is connect with your womb, okay? Connect with that sacral chakra, because that sacral chakra is where, you know, the joy comes from, the bliss, the creativity, okay? And stepping through that door is going to ignite your sacral chakra. So you have to make sure that you're cleansing and protecting your sacral chakra a lot more, right? And orange actually signifies the sacral chakra, so that actually makes sense. So and orange calcite's a very healing crystal as well to help with it. So yeah, make sure that that sacral chakra is going to be very ignited with the decision that you make, right? And so because of that, just make sure that you're cleansing that energy, right? And working with your sacral chakra to keep it healthy and ignited, and listening to those joys, right? And that creativity, and just following your bliss, following that. So overall, this is what is going to be next for you in this transitional phase. So definitely let me know how this resonated, and if this gave you some clarity on how to transition to this next phase of your life. Yeah, leave me a like and comment and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. All right, group 3, welcome to your reading. Floret. Okay, so we're actually going to start with your oracle cards. So again, this is going to be messages to help you transition to this next stage of your journey. So we're also going to pull some self-care cards just to see what you can focus on for the transition. Let's jump straight into it, huh? All right, so the first card we have is transformation. Wow. Yeah, Spirit is saying like this is a huge transformation for you. Huge energetic shift, just a huge cycle that is starting. You know, I feel like there's a lot in this card for me. So, you know, I feel like you were stuck at the end of this bridge for a long time, right? And 5 is kind of now finally moving forward, right, into the journey, you know? And so that's what I'm getting with this, is you've been stuck for a while, but you finally have walked across this bridge, and now here you are, and you finally reached 5, where you're no longer stuck and you're moving forward. And so now there's a transformation that's coming because you walked this bridge. So you may have felt, you know, in this energy for a while where you've just kind of felt like things aren't moving, and you felt stuck, and you feel like you're doing so much and now it's not coming forward. So if you haven't seen this in your like 3D yet, this has happened already energetically. You're already in the next transitional phase. So it's kind of just about bringing awareness to how far you've come. But let's see what else Spirit is saying. But that's what I'm getting with that. We have behind the mask, intention. Okay, so there could still be some things that you're, again, because I think this is more happened energetically and you haven't seen a lot happen yet in your 3D. You don't know that anything has really changed. You know, you're like, I've been putting in all this work, I've been doing all these things, but I don't actually know, you know, I don't know, I just feel stuck. I just feel like things are the same, right? And so there are things that your ego is still, you know, hiding or flaring up, in that sense that whatever is popping up to you right now, whether it's habits or mindsets or whatever it is, right? But things are popping up to us right now that we need to just bring awareness to and just let it go in order to kind of go through this next stage, right? And so make sure that you're not hiding behind a mask. So this could also be kind of described as a subpersonality. And this is really just about ways that you act in certain situations depending on how you think people want you to act. Does that make sense? So I think Spirit is saying there's still things that you're not honoring that are authentically who you are, okay? And that's just going to be so specific to you personally. So just use your intuition. But I think, you know, we're all afraid to really truly show our authentic selves, but you've done so much transformation that it's time to show up authentically you, because it's what is needed, right? That's the energy that's upgrading, is your soul is coming more into, or self is coming more into the driver's seat, more in the conscious awareness. And so because of that, you don't want your ego to kind of have the power to also be in that driver's seat and push the self out. You want the self, the soul, to be the one who is more in the conscious awareness. And that's where you've upgraded your energy and consciousness to, okay? So it's more just about being aware that what are you still holding on to that is hiding behind a mask? Or for some of you, I actually think it's just being aware of that, okay? Aware of if things are coming up that makes you want to not be authentically you, because what will people say? Honor yourself. Honor yourself, okay? Yeah, let's see what else we got. We have optimism, consciousness. Exactly, like consciousness, right? You've really elevated your consciousness. And with optimism, again, like I was kind of describing in this card, you were at the end of this bridge for so long, filling in the stuck energy, not realizing you were walking through this bridge and there's clouds all around you and you couldn't see anything, but you just kind of kept being optimistic, and your intuition and self kept pushing you to be like, keep going. And you're like, I don't even know where I'm going. All I see is like a bunch of clouds. So I just keep walking. You know, and you just kept walking and walking, and you had this optimism, and you've just risen in your consciousness. And that's why I think Spirit is saying don't allow this mask to come forward, because you've worked so hard on who you are authentically that you don't want the mask to come in and kind of hinder that transformation, that new this new cycle, right? This new point of your journey. So in order to transition to this next part in your journey, you're basically already doing it, right? It's just about healing what you're still hiding, or just being aware of when the ego wants to come out, okay? And bringing awareness to it, having the consciousness to bring awareness to it, to say, oh, okay, I see you, cool, I acknowledge you, but we're okay, right? Beautiful. And then the last card we have is travel. Okay, so travel somewhere that inspires you, somewhere that gives you clarity. I'm just getting that for some of you. So just kind of take it as it resonates here. But I actually have a few messages from this card. So for some of you, travel somewhere that makes you feel inspired, like kind of somewhere that gives you this vibe. Abundance, right? Just energy, freedom, okay? So take some time to travel somewhere. Another message is that travel is going to be part of this new transformation, okay? Maybe moving to a whole new place, okay? Crossing that bridge and you're all of a sudden in a whole new place, and it's like, so some of you are going to be moving to a new place, and honor that, okay? Honor these things that are wanting to come forward, because there's a big change happening here, okay? That's the third message, is there's a big change happening here, because we have 5 again here. So 5, you know, I mean 5 plus 5, we have 10, right? So just the end of a journey. And so that's kind of what I see as a third message, is it's the end of a journey. So it's kind of like leaving this shit out on the side of the road, right? Like, I'm done. Like, I'm gonna move forward. I'm gonna let go of what's no longer serving me, so I can finally like come to the end of that bridge, and this is what I see at the end of that bridge. Okay, so that's just what I'm getting from that card. So just kind of take it, whatever message resonates. But wow, it's just really beautiful. This is really beautiful. Let's see what else we got. We have the Six of Emotions, connecting to your inner child. I love, love, love this card. It is so powerful. Okay, so connecting to your inner child is something that is very important. So what I'm getting is kind of behind the mask. I feel like for some of you, you don't want to kind of show maybe some of these more inner child traits to the world because you feel like it won't be accepted. I'm just getting that for some of you because, you know, if you look at her, she looks really sad. She's holding kind of this, oh, it's a mirror. Yeah, just kind of this mirror of her inner child inside, right? And she looks like she's sad, like she has to hide these parts of her inner child. So if there's parts of your inner child that are very present, but you've always had to hide them from the world because you're afraid of what people will say, Spirit is saying allow that inner child to shine through, because having a connection to the inner child is actually so powerful, and people do not understand how powerful it is. But having that power with your inner, like having that connection with your inner child is going to bring you so much more kind of awareness, right? And the ability to have a more open mind to things. So if you've always hidden parts of your inner child, it's time to take off that mask, because it's who you authentically are, and it's a gift. If you have a connection with your inner child, it's a gift. Trust me, it is a gift, because a lot of people lose that connection with their inner child because society literally nails that out of us. The inner child is weakness, the inner child is young, the inner child is naive, doesn't know anything. But the inner child is the closest to spirit, right? In the sense of younger, more innocent, and newer in this incarnation, so their energy is still fresh with spirit. So there is just this more open wonder to life. And so I'm just getting that's a very specific message. So connect with your inner child regardless, okay? Even if your inner child doesn't show up as often, it's important to connect with your inner child and open back up that connection, okay? Open up that connection to your inner child. There's amazing meditations here on YouTube on how to connect with your inner child. So I definitely recommend those if you're kind of looking for some help with that. It's very powerful to be able to kind of speak to your younger self, or kind of rebuild and acknowledge your younger self, rebuild the relationship with your younger self and acknowledge. Beautiful. Let's see what else we got. We have the Knight of Emotions. Just being very, almost like what I'm getting with this is your intuition is really on fire right now, okay? And I think you are feeling very just kind of emotional as it is, very overwhelmed, maybe too, overflowing, right? And so it's like, yeah, it's bringing almost kind of this, I don't know. What I'm getting is I think you guys, there's a part of you, if the inner child message doesn't resonate, there's just a part of you that you're still hiding, or you're still showing to the world that is not authentically who you are, okay? And so it's almost like the Knight of Emotions here is coming down to break down that barrier if you allow it to be so. And it's almost like that spirit coming through to help you work through that emotion and help break it down right behind this mask. So allow spirit to come in and help you see this clearly if you're not sure what this is, right? If you're like, I don't know, because some of this can be unconscious, right? And that can always be hard because you don't only see what mindsets or you know, subpersonalities, whatever is kind of making you not be authentically you. It can always be sometimes hard to see. So that's where spirit can help. So that's what I'm getting with that card. And then we have the Four of, ooh, this is beautiful. Four of Voices. Look at that. That is empowerment. Okay, so there's a very powerful image in this specifically for you guys. So I want to kind of point out what's here. So just what I see in this card is there's like, it's kind of hard to see, but there's like a little black figure right here. And It's almost like what I see in this card is that's you walking along this bridge, okay? And again, like you didn't see all of what was happening because there was just clouds all around and there was all this distraction, but now you're finally at the end of that bridge and all you see now is beauty. And this is almost like a reflection of kind of you, of your elevated consciousness, because look how enlightened she is, right? It's almost like you're walking up to yourself being like, whoa, because that's how much you've grown. That is such a beautiful representation of your growth. That's what Spirit really just wanted to show through that card, is that's like you walking up to what you've become. So accept it and don't hide behind a mask, because you've worked way too hard and you've done so much healing and so much work to get yourself to this point that you don't want to hide behind a mask. So that is so beautiful. And then we have the Two of Voices. Okay, so I would take a moment to kind of really sit with this card. This deck is brand new to me. I was like, I really want some inspiration. And as you can already tell, it doesn't really go by the traditional tarot system. So it kind of takes me a minute to really fill into the cards sometimes. So there's a lot going on in this card. But what I'm getting with it is you can see there's kind of two girls right here that are mirroring each other that have blindfolds on. And it's because that's the mask. It's almost like Spirit doesn't want you to go through, like Spirit doesn't want you to show up at the end of this bridge, okay, and be open to all these beautiful things when you still have a blindfold on, because you can't see everything clearly if you're still behind a mask. You can't see the beautiful world at the end of that bridge when you have a mask on. So that's what Spirit is saying with this image is take off that blindfold. That is like the most important thing to do for you right now, to help you through this next transition, is to take off that mask, okay, however it resonates. Because once you do that, you open up the space to be at the end of that bridge, and then you're at your new beginning. And then the last card we have is Muse of Emotions. There's a lot of duality here. I see a lot of duality. But this is, again, it's just about being very in touch with your emotions and very in touch with your intuition. And so it's really important that when you're working with kind of this behind the mask card and you're really figuring out what it is that you are not, that you're still hiding, right? Or that you're still not showing up authentically you'll be empowered and your intuition is going to guide you. Okay, so allow that to be so, because Spirit is saying your intuition is telling you exactly what this card means, okay, and what mask you're personally hiding behind, because it's going to be different for all of you. So if you don't have a clear picture right now as I'm doing this reading, then take some time to kind of ask Spirit for clarity on how you can let go of this mask. But yeah, connecting to your inner child, I think in general can be very helpful. So I think definitely consider that. So now let's see some self-care that you can focus on throughout this kind of process of kind of getting this mask to dissolve, basically, right? So how can you take care of yourself as you're doing that? Okay, we have Connect with Fire. Okay, so that could be like a burning bowl ritual, or just kind of connecting with fire in general can be a very empowering experience. But if you're wanting a really powerful way to kind of heal this illusion, right? This kind of subpersonality or whatever this is for you, the best way to heal that is a good way to heal that. It's not necessarily the best, but it does seem to be a pretty powerful way, is to write a letter. Write a letter to that mask, to that subpersonality, to the wounded inner child, whatever it is for you personally. Write a letter and then burn it, release that energy to the universe so that you're letting it go, okay? I think that's the most important thing about what Spirit is saying, is the energy of fire, again, is very, very important, because it's very energizing, it's very recharging, but it's also very healing because it allows things to be disintegrated and start new, right? So you're releasing that energy. So yeah, I think that's what Spirit is saying here. And then we have Be Still. Yeah. take some time to sit with this, right? Take some time to be still, connect with your inner child, really just kind of see what pieces are still being hidden. Okay, and allow yourself to take off that mask and throw it in the fire. Throw it in the fire because it doesn't serve you anymore. But yeah, overall, this is your message. So this is really beautiful. I hope this brought you some clarity on how to transition to this next phase of your journey. Definitely let me know your thoughts down below and leave me a like. And I will see you guys in the next video. All right, group 4, welcome to your reading. We're gonna actually start with your oracle cards, and then we'll jump into your tarot cards, and then I'll pull some self-care cards on camera to just see what you can do to better take care of yourself as you go through this transition. So yeah, let's jump straight into the oracle cards and see what's going on. So we have loss. Okay, so a big part of this energetic shift is letting go of things that no longer serve us to make space for new energy, because that's what this kind of big change is about. This big transformation and transition is it's an energy shift. So this is a beautiful image because it's like she let go of this sailboat, right? You know, maybe she's done being at sea and she had her time and now she's letting her sailboat be free, right? Or whatever it is. But I think there's going to be something in your life that is going to be an event that's going to be a loss, okay? It's going to feel like a loss anyways. It's not truly a loss because it's preparing you for something new, but I think it could have already happened, but if it has already happened, it seems like it's pretty fresh, or it will happen, but it's part of this transition, mainly to make space for something even more beautiful, okay? So whatever you've lost recently, I don't think it's something that is, you know, like something that is like totally, like it's not like a big, like all of a sudden shake your world 100%, but it is something that, you know, you may feel, and you have to just kind of bring the compassion and awareness to yourself on being like, okay, I know what's happening. I know why this is happening for me right now, and I know better things are out there for me. I know it. So Spirit is just saying, just accept, you know, what's happening, and don't look at it so much as a loss and more of, it's kind of that mindset of it's happening, you know, for me, not to me. And that can be hard when you lose something, right? Because that's not how it feels. And you need to be patient with yourself and take the time to grieve. You don't want to be like, well, it doesn't matter, because obviously it's going to matter. So you need to take the time to, you know, deal with whatever you need to deal with, but allow yourself to be like, okay, I'm processing this. I deserve to feel this and work through this, but I know better things are coming. Absolutely. And then we have events, conflict. Yeah, see, it's like kind of same thing. There is, yeah, like kind of this energy of like waves, right? In it. So what I'm feeling for you guys is, I think your transition right now is still letting go of things that are no longer serving you, right? You're transitioning to this new way of being, and right now Spirit is kind of pushing things out of your life that aren't serving you to make that energetic space. It can be very hard to comprehend energetic space because it's not something we can see. And when we think of space, we think of thinking of a large space, right? Or thinking of you could fit something in something. And so you need to just kind of think about it as that, as energy, right? We can only handle so much energy. So you want to make the space to allow this higher level of consciousness and this higher level of energy that is coming your way because of this transition. You want space for that to go, okay? So there is like some conflict happening, there's some loss happening, because it's like, yeah, you have like now 2 images of like a boat, right? And like kind of just this rough sea. And so I think these are things that are currently happening in your life, or they're currently happening, you know, as far as conflict and all this, because yeah, I just feel like you're at the tail end of this journey, but you're still going through letting go of some things, okay? So let's see what else Spirit is saying though with this status quo, okay? Kind of learning to Okay, so this is why this is happening. Okay, that makes sense. So Spirit is saying with this transition, it's important that you kind of find your authentic you, okay? That you're really standing in your power and you're not following the status quo, which we all have been programmed to do so, right? We've all been programmed to follow society standards, and now that that's breaking down, which you're part of that collective who's meant to break down what the status quo means, okay? In order to do that, you do have to get rid of things that don't serve you, right? And it will feel, you'll feel, you know, like raw in that sense of, okay, these things are now gone and now I have all this kind of space, like what energy is going to fill it, right? And so let's see what else we have. The loving woman people. Look at that. Okay, so yeah, there's someone in your life who is going to help you through this, okay? And I'm seeing that it's definitely it doesn't have to be a woman, but it's someone who has a very nurturing feminine energy, right? Someone who can provide you a sense of, basically someone who can provide a space, whether that's like physical space or they're just a presence, they're a supportive presence to help you through this. Spirit is saying it's extremely important to connect with someone who is going to help you feel comforted, and that could be spirit too. So however it resonates in your life, but allow this feminine energy to come in and be a healer for you, okay? Because that's they're going to help you get through this, because this is hard. It's hard to deal with these energies of kind of just constant shit being thrown at us. And trust me, I get it. I really get it. That's the energy that I've been into. So I understand how hard this is. So I just want to kind of just put out my own, you know, kind of words and light that I understand how hard this can be. And so I just want you to know that it's not forever. Okay, and it's not happening because you did anything wrong. It's happening because you're being unprogrammed. You're being unprogrammed, and that can feel very uncomfortable and feel like a loss. But I think one thing Spirit's saying too is if you do kind of enter kind of the mindset more so of when these waves are coming your way, now that you have the awareness of being like, okay, I know why this is happening. I'm in a huge transition right now. I know that I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm doing everything right. Everything that's, you know, falling apart in my life right now is because it's making energetic space. Okay. And just have some peace with that, right? Write an affirmation that you can put on your mirror, right? And connect with Spirit as well, right? In this sense of ask Spirit to kind of bring you strength, right? Have Spirit help you heal through this, because the more support you get and the more awareness you get, the faster you're moving through this energy, because what's on the other side of this is no longer the storm. But the reason why this is happening is to dissolve, okay, these status quo programs that we've all been programmed into and we've all had to go through. And that's why I say I understand, because I've lived in the status quo most of my life, right? And so I know what it's like to have to break that down and how difficult it can be, but you're supported. You're 100% supported, okay? So, yeah. Let's see what else we have. We have, oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Okay, so I'm just kind of looking at the images here. I'm not really going off of what the card means. But there's, you know, a woman and there's a bunch of different mirrors here. And I think that's kind of what Spirit is saying is kind of be aware of what is popping up in your life, okay? If these conflicts are popping up, don't ignore them. Don't like put your back to that mirror, right? You need to face that mirror and look at it straight in the face. And kind of, it can be really hard when it's happening, right? And that's why you have to be compassionate with yourself and patient with yourself as this is happening. But you allow yourself to feel every emotion and you lean on a nurturing energy to help heal you, to help support you. And looking in these mirrors and facing these conflicts kind of head on will allow you to build that resilience, right? And allow you to truly let go of this programming, okay? So yeah, a lot of, you know, mirrors are going to be presented and you want to look at them. You don't want to shy away, because if you turn your eye, the storm is just going to overtake you, and you don't want that. So you want to be the sailor, right? And riding through the storm, and that's not always easy. And that's why Spirit is saying, please lean on the support that you have. Please lean on many people, Spirit, anybody who can provide a nurturing, healing energy for you that can help you through this. It's okay to lean on someone to help. That's what we have our soul families here for, okay? Beautiful. And then we have, yeah, look at that. The Four of Inspiration. See this group? This is Four of Wands in tarot, but friends, supporting, loving energy. That's what Spirit really wants you to do right now, is at this point in your transition, as you're getting through this kind of stormy part, what you're going through, okay? And once it's complete, you're gonna be on that other side. Like I said, once those waves kind of calm down and you've broken the status quo programming, you're gonna open up a whole new, or you're gonna be like, whoa. You're gonna see the ocean far out, right? And be like, whoa, right? And so spend time with people who make you feel safe, who provide a energy that you can fall into to help heal you and make you feel loved. You don't have to go through this on your own. Please don't go through this on your own, okay? Beautiful. And then we have the 10 of Cups. Yeah, exactly. Hey, like, allow people to help you. Oh, it's not 10 of Cups. It's Inspiration. I can't remember what that is. Kind of just looking at the images here. But again, that's why I thought it was cups, because that's the first thing I see is support. So I don't know if you can tell, there's like little cows down there carrying like jugs, right? Like jugs. And that's just what I see as support. You don't have to carry all those jugs on your own. You don't need to handle all of this on your own. Don't handle it on your own. You don't need to. Okay? Allow Spirit to come and help you carry those jugs. Yeah. Okay. And then we have 9 of Inspiration. Wow. Yeah, see, this is again, it's connection. That's like the biggest thing here. You can see in the background, there's kind of like these two heads and they're connected through like an energetic cord, right? And so that's all it is there's a lot of kind of clarity here about connecting with people, okay? Connecting, and you know, it says that at the top here, people, right? So connecting with people who can hold you during this part of your transition, okay? Who can hold space for you during this part of your transition. Beautiful. All right, let's see some self-care then you can focus on while you're going through this part of your journey. Whoop, whoop. All right, so the first one that popped out is positive affirmations, which totally makes sense, right? Making sure that you're being patient with yourself and loving with yourself as you go through this part of your journey, okay? Be positive with yourself and loving and saying, I understand that this is happening for my greatest good because I know there's something beautiful at the end of that ocean, right? At the end of this journey. And then we have read, okay? So spending some time reading, I definitely get the sense, you know, that some of you really enjoy reading. It's kind of an escape for you. And so Spirit is saying, do it. Read books that inspire you. Read other people's stories that inspire you, or just things that make you feel wondrous, because that's kind of what, you know, she's reading. She is reading a book and there's kind of all these symbols popping up down here of just kind of wonder and magic, right? So, and then for some of you, it could be studying something that makes you feel inspired, right? And kind of pulls you out of this programming. What's something you've always wanted to learn about, you know? So either way, just kind of take it as it resonates. But it's just about allowing yourself to, sorry, my camera battery died. But yeah, it's just about allowing yourself to have some fun, right? To kind of put your energy towards some other places, because as you're going through this storm, you don't want that to be the only thing that's active in your life right now, okay? So Spirit is really pushing that, is saying connect with people who make you feel uplifted, as well as connecting with yourself and doing activities that you love. And then we have build strength. See, this to me is more about building your resilience, which is what you're doing. So, I mean, take it as it resonates, if, building your strength and kind of lifting weights or, boxing or whatever really does kind of uplift your spirit and make you feel strong, then go for it, okay? Just take it as it resonates. But what I'm getting kind of is more, it's like what I said, you're breaking down the status quo, and going through so many storms builds a really strong sense of resilience. You know your power, okay? You know your power, you know that you can get through anything. And so when the storm is over and you've made that space and you're no longer in the status quo energy, then beautiful things start appearing. And it's like, oh, okay. So yeah, Spirit is saying, you're going through some hard times right now, and it's a hard energy that the collective is in right now. And I can relate, because I've been through a lot of these events and moments myself very recently. So I understand how difficult this is. So I just, again, want to send a lot of love and light your way, because I know this can feel heavy. And it's sometimes not the funnest to convey those type of messages. But just know that you are supported and taken care of, and Spirit is gonna bless you, okay? You're going to be blessed. And it's not like you have to go through all of this before anything beautiful is coming your way. A lot of things are gonna be coming your way. You're just breaking down a lot of hard energy to make space for beautiful, intense, new energy, okay? So overall, this is your message of what's kind of going on in the next transition of your, at this point of your life. So on your journey, definitely let me know if this brought you some clarity, and if you kind of have a better idea of how to move through this transition. And definitely let me know what you think, and leave me a like, and I will see you guys in the next video.